How's it going, everybody? My name is Bobatalks and you are watching Bobatalks. So this is going to be a theory video on a new TV show by HBO called Westworld. Even though I haven't done any videos on Westworld before, when I heard this theory I just had to talk about it. It's absolutely insane and I think it could actually pan out to be true. So just before I get into this theory, if you do like videos like this about TV shows and breakdowns and theories, do subscribe for more videos just like this coming out every single weekday. Okay, so just before I get into this video and actually talk about the theory, just full on spoiler warning. If you haven't got up to episode 5 or if you just don't like theories in general, that could turn out to be true, so it's up to you, but just warning. Okay, so if you are following Westworld, then you may have heard this theory before, but the theory I'm going to talk about today is William the Man in Black. So yeah, this whole theory is based around William, who got introduced in episode 2, and the Man in Black, who's practically been in every single episode so far, are actually one and the same person. So in a TV show, we've got all these characters going around. We've got Dolores and we've got William and his friend Logan who've come to the park. If you're forgetting which character is which, Logan is the one who brought his friend William to the park, and Logan is more of the reckless one who doesn't really treat any of the robots with respect. I mean, I know they are robots, but William is kind of like bewildered by everything at the beginning of the series, and he's just sort of treats Dolores with respect, and they kind of have a connection and whatnot. But then if I talk about the Man in Black, who's basically been in every single episode, and I'm sure you know who I'm on about if you've been watching the series. He's been in the park for around over 30 years since it practically opened and when Arnold and the whole incident happened before. And we see that he has absolutely no regard for all the people in the park, just like Dolores. For example, in the first episode, he actually drags her off and rapes her, and so you get my drift with that. So to start this theory off, the show is kind of trying to make us believe that the Man in Black storyline and the storyline with like William and Logan meeting Dolores and whatnot are all happening at the same time, just at different places in the park. But the idea of this theory is that these are actually two different time periods, and it's actually telling the story of William becoming the Man in Black. So while there are these main story arcs like Dolores trying to break free and the robots developing these subconsciouses, the other main story arc that is apparent in the show is about the Man in Black, but there's also the one of William going around with Logan, and in the most recent episode he's actually ditched him and gone off with Dolores. This other story arc could actually just be telling the younger version of the Man in Black becoming who he is today, and this actually could all be taking place around 35 years ago before the massive incident in the park took place. So to put it in a nutshell, it is about one man's life at separate points. And if you think about it, it is kind of messed up if this does turn out to be true, since younger William and Dolores really do seem to connect. For example, whenever Logan, disrespects Dolores or even, tried to kill her or something like that, William absolutely lost it and, would do anything to protect her. And, they just seem to have a really good connection, and William treats all the robots in the park with respect and almost as like they're real people, and he doesn't really like to do harm to them. So if he just becomes a Man in Black one day, and it is 35 years later and a lot of things happen between then and now, it really is weird that, in that first episode he goes to Dolores' house and just drags her out and rapes her in the barn. I mean, what happens to make him become that kind of person? And then we see him in modern day doing all these things to try and find the center of the maze in the park. So now I'm just going to go and talk about the things that do kind of disprove this theory, but also there are things that disprove the things that are trying to disprove the theory, if that makes sense. So starting with Dolores trying to break free and developing a subconscious. So we see when she's hanging out with William, aka the younger Man in Black, that she is basically developing a subconscious and her own thoughts, and her storyline's gone way off what it should be. And if this is true and this is all happening in the past when the Man in Black was younger, then surely it completely sucks that she's just got to go on to be 30 years later, she hasn't broken free. There is no revolution of the robots, so to speak. And, the Man in Black just comes to our story like in episode 1 in the future and just drags her out. And when you add that to it, it just makes you scratch your head and think, wait, so everything that's happening now in the past is all just going to amount to nothing. So you may think, oh, then this just can't be the case. The Man in Black isn't William or vice versa, and none of this is actually true. Well, don't give up on the theory yet, because there is a thing that kind of brings this all back. We do know that the Man in Black has been in the park for many, many years, and that there was an incident in the park around 35 years ago that one of the creators, Alan, actually killed himself and nearly took the whole park down with him. But what we do know is that the Man in Black actually prevented that from happening. So what I'm trying to explain to you guys here is that basically all this breaking free with the robots and Dolores, developing a subconscious, actually did happen before, like we're seeing now with younger William and Dolores. And with the future episodes coming, there's going to be more evidence of that, and she will probably maybe even break free and maybe become self-aware that she is a robot and she can have her own thoughts. And this could lead to that big incident in the park, but maybe William gets involved and stops that all from happening. And this could be the big incident in the park 35 years ago. But the interesting part of this story now is that it wasn't all for nothing. So now it's been around 35 years later and William has got older and he's still attending the park and whatnot. The glitch in the robots is happening again, so to speak, and Dolores is now becoming self-aware and sort of generating a subconscious all over again. So the whole incident that happened 35 years ago that almost broke the robots free and becoming self-aware and having subconsciouses is all happening in present day with William being older now, but this time it could actually be successful and permanent. Now if this theory is true, we're going to see in the coming episodes that in the past Dolores is going to show more evidence of subconscious and get closer and closer to breaking free, and for some reason younger Man in Black William will prevent this all from happening. Now the only thing with this side of the theory is that why would he do that? We know that William cares about Dolores quite a lot at this point in the story, so why would he prevent the whole process of Dolores and other robots from becoming self-aware and developing subconsciouses? And what could happen that turns him into such a bitter, cruel man like the Man in Black is? So I don't know, when he was sat down with Robert at the table in the latest episode, he said he helped save the park all that time ago when this incident happened. So maybe in the coming episodes we're going to see William transform into more of a bitter person, because even though William started off as a really caring person, we have seen him transform at certain points in the story. For example, when William, Dolores and Logan were robbing that cart for Alonzo, he did kill those soldiers, which really isn't in his character to do. And later on in the episode, he nearly actually got in a massive fight with Logan as well. So he does have that inner sort of rage that is waiting to be unlocked. So maybe in the episodes to come, we're going to see something come out in William that will resemble that of the Man in Black. Also, in the recent episodes with the Man in Black storyline, we know that he's trying to find the center of the maze in the park, and he's captured Lawrence to help him find it, and he's been dragging him along on a piece of rope with his horse. But in the latest episode, in William's storyline, we now see that Lawrence and Alonzo are the same person. Now this isn't uncommon in the park for different robots to play different roles. For example, Dolores' dad wasn't always Dolores' dad, and I think he used to be the sheriff. And also the Man in Black has also said that he met Lawrence before many years ago, and he knows him, but obviously Lawrence doesn't know the Man in Black because they get their memory wiped. So maybe this actually adds to it. In the story at the minute, Williams only just met Alonzo, aka Lawrence, and this is all actually in the past, and this is how he first met him. And in the future, the Man in Black, when he's referencing that he's met him before, it's what we've actually been seeing in episode 5. So I do find that point one of the most compelling pieces of evidence for this theory. But there are also other points that the Man in Black has said that makes you think that he could be William. For example, when the Man in Black says in episode 5, I've got an old friend who says there's a path for everyone. We all know who that old friend is, and that is Dolores, since one of her common lines is that, I believe there's a path and everyone has a path. So the Man in Black and Dolores definitely do have a massive history together. Even though that is unknown, it could really well be that he is William, and that is what we're seeing in the episodes at the same time, and that is their history together. But overall, just let me know what you guys think of this idea. So if any of you do watch Westworld, let me know if you think that this is actually true and that William does turn out to be the Man in Black in the future. If you did enjoy this video, guys, please hit that like button, as it really does help me out, and it really does just let me know to make more videos just like this one. And if you do think I should make more Westworld videos, please let me know in the comments below, because I absolutely loved talking about this theory, and I would love to talk more about Westworld if you want me to. If you are new to this channel and if you did enjoy this video, then maybe even consider subscribing, because I do a lot more breakdowns and theory videos just like this on other shows as well. So if you do want to check it out, go ahead and maybe even consider sticking around to stay up to date with videos that are coming out every single weekday. Other than that, everybody, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.